Royal fans are buzzing with excitement as Prince Harry and Meghan Markle release their blockbuster book. Have you read it yet? Is it just an ordinary book or does it uncover big secrets for the first time? Well, folks, watch this video until the end as we carefully analyze everything for you. Hello, friends. Welcome to the King YouTube channel. Sunday Times bestselling author and royal critic Lady Colin Campbell has launched a new edition of her book, Meghan Harry: The Real Story, sparking excitement among fans. The book's foreword describes it as an analysis of what occurs when a vulnerable man falls in love with an ambitious woman. It also delves into the clash of two civilizations, their customs and attitudes. So essentially, that's the gist of the book, who it's about, and why it's written. Now, Harry and Meghan have tarnished their own reputations with their hurtful words and actions. It seems like they just can't grasp the fact that they're no longer working royals. They continue to act like they are, but they'll always be outsiders when it comes to the family. They want to be part of the Hollywood scene, but they're also seen as outsiders there. Only time will tell what the future holds, but they won't have any significant role in the royal family's future. William will make sure of that. Maybe they'll manage to regain Charles's favor, but the ladies of Windsor will have a different story to tell. I started listening to the book on Audible for free, and I must say it's incredibly well written. It flows smoothly and includes some scathing details about Meghan Markle. There's something supposed to be revealed legally in April or May, perhaps shedding light on the truth about the supposed invisible children. Interestingly, Meghan Markle hasn't pursued legal action against Lady C, despite the strong and harmful statements made. Lady C summarized part of Meghan's life, suggesting she hailed from LA, had airs about her, and overestimated her importance, now resorting to selling jam. This paints a portrait of Meghan Markle, according to Lady C. Another claim by Lady C suggests that the royal family recognized Meghan's character issues unrelated to racism, but Harry and Meghan threatened to accuse them of racism if not allowed to marry, which they ultimately did anyway. However, Harry's choice of wife isn't his sole problem. He's also shown a tendency to live in a fantasy world. Think about all the lies and exaggerations that have surfaced. Even Harry's birth stories have been debunked by medical specialists publicly. It's no surprise the royal family has distanced themselves from Meghan and Harry, allowing them to continue digging their own hole. The truth is clear: they weren't kicked out of the monarchy. They were already planning to move to California before they married. They even met with us media representatives around that time and set up their Sussex royal brand, thinking they could profit from their royal titles without the Queen's knowledge. Their scheme to commercialize themselves as part-time working royals fell apart when the Queen informed them they couldn't have it both ways. They had to make a choice, and they chose to leave. First, they went to Canada and later to California. That was their decision. The Sandringham Summit was simply a meeting to discuss and agree on the terms of their departure. If the brothers could come to some agreement, perhaps there would be fewer hard feelings on all sides. They don't need to be overly affectionate, but maybe they could provide Harry with a place to stay if he decides to return to the UK. Of course, he'd need to find a job outside of the royal family, which is quite a dilemma for him. Neither he nor Meghan have any notable talents or skills. They can't dance, they can't sing. Frankly, they're not very likable people, and that's something Harry and Meghan need to seriously consider. I believe if Harry and Meghan were to return to the UK, they would become omnipresent. We would see them everywhere, trying to grab a photo opportunity or selling themselves like street traders. It's in their DNA. However, there would be a long list of people who don't want them back, comprising most UK residents and many in the Commonwealth countries too. An interesting theory I've heard is that maybe there's no feud between the brothers. Perhaps they're just trying to cover up the fact that Harry and Meghan were essentially kicked out after the Sandringham Summit. But that wouldn't work. The only thing that would make them happy is getting their way all the time, which will never happen. Harry, like Meghan, has proven he can't be trusted. He betrayed his family with numerous lies in front of the world. I imagine there's a modest cottage on the edge of a remote royal estate awaiting Harry. Anyway, returning to the book about Harry and Meghan, it's currently at number 56 on the Amazon book charts, selling very well. Meghan's supporters are being exposed in the Daily Mail, indicating her PR isn't going well at all. The book is performing exceptionally well, especially considering it hasn't been released for a full day yet. So far, it's only available in hardback at PS27 a copy, which isn't cheap. However, I believe people are willing to pay for the truth. The current sales indicate a strong demand for the truth about Meghan and Harry. It's about time they face the consequences of their actions. I've always admired how Lady C consistently holds Meghan and Harry accountable through her YouTube videos and news appearances. even when they were still working members of the royal family. She exposed many of their antics in her 2020 book, Meghan and Harry: The Real Story. Considering all this, PS27 is a fair price for a copy of the book. Lady C has done her research and has impeccable sources. We can rely on her to tell the truth and provide evidence. Unlike the author of the recently published book full of lies and baseless claims, Lady C deserves recognition for her hard work in exposing Meghan and Harry's misdeeds. Well done, Lady C. Another aspect is that Harry didn't fully comprehend his privilege and carried a significant chip on his shoulder regarding his despair. Harry and Meghan desired all the glory and privilege of royalty but were unwilling to put in the hard work or take on any responsibility. I believe this book contains some truth bombs that will have Meghan and Harry feeling uneasy. This comes just a few weeks after Meghan Markle's disastrous launch of American Riviera Orchard, adding to their ridicule, humiliation, and shame. It's reminiscent of another royal family member who believes he can do as he pleases, displaying ignorance, naivety, and a complete disregard for others. Spoiled and overindulged his entire life, it's evident who I'm referring to. It's no surprise that Harry and Meghan have been ostracized by high society and the royal family in the UK, as well as A-listers in the States. Harry is among the most privileged men of any generation, born with a silver spoon in his mouth and a chip on his shoulder. Despite having every advantage and opportunity imaginable, he's been admired by the people of the UK since childhood. Then along came the previously unknown actress Meghan Markle. They are incredibly toxic together. While living in a mansion that could house hundreds, they preach about reducing our carbon footprint while freely taking private jets worldwide. They aim to establish their own royal family in the US, yet lack grace and class, spending years trashing the royals. Their drama and toxic views follow them everywhere they go, stirring up negative press wherever you look. It's hard to imagine any business or genuine celebrity wanting to associate themselves with two odious individuals like Harry and Meghan. Clearly, all the years spent in the royal family, with everyone bowing and catering to his every whim, has turned Harry into an absolute jerk. He's convinced he's superior to everyone else and believes he's the center of the universe, expecting to be treated accordingly. So why would he ever acknowledge the reality that to most people, he simply appears as a spoiled, overindulged man-child with a low IQ? What Meghan wants, Meghan gets, as Harry said, pretty much sums it up. Excessive privilege and wealth can greatly inflate one's ego, but there's a significant difference between fame and notoriety. They either can't grasp that concept, or more likely, they just don't care. The good news is that the royal family has severed ties with those two traitors. People all over the world are waking up to the terrible deeds Harry and Meghan have committed. While it may seem like they've escaped consequences so far, I don't believe that will continue. I believe that if nobody else holds them accountable, God will eventually punish those two for betraying their families and committing numerous wrongs. They will face the consequences for everything they've done to their family and their country, and it won't be a consequence they want to endure. That concludes our analysis of how royal fans reacted when the blockbuster book about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle was released. What are your thoughts on this book and on the traitorous couple, Meghan and Harry? Please leave a comment to let us know. We would appreciate your continued support of our channel with likes, shares, and subscriptions. Goodbye for now, but I'll return to see you again in other videos from the King YouTube channel.